The snow came down harder than forecasted. Daniel Walker, a single dad and veteran, had seen his share of storms both on the battlefield and in life. Tonight, though, it was just him, his little girl asleep upstairs, and the quiet hum of the old wood stove. Then a bang, bang, bang. A frantic knock rattled the door. He opened it to find a young woman, her leather biker jacket caked with snow, clutching a baby wrapped in a thin blanket. Her lips trembled, not from fear, but from the cold. Behind her, a motorcycle leaned half buried in the drift. "Please," she whispered, her voice breaking. "We broken bar, we had nowhere else to go." Daniel didn't hesitate. "Get inside, now." She told him her name was Maya. She was part of a biker club, but tonight she had been caught in the storm with her infant son. Her voice was shaky, not just from the chill but from something deeper: exhaustion, perhaps shame. Daniel didn't press. He gave her hot soup, handed her dry blankets, and let her baby rest in the crib his daughter had long since outgrown. As the night dragged on, Daniel noticed the tattoos on her arms and names inked in memory, scars of a past she didn't need to explain. He simply listened, nodding, offering kindness without judgment. And for the first time in years, Maya felt safe. By morning, the storm had calmed. She stood by the door, baby in her arms, eyes glistening. "You didn't have to help me. Most people wouldn't." Danielle smiled faintly. "I know what it's like to be left out in the cold. Nobody deserves that." She drove away, her bike sputtering through the snow, disappearing down the road. Daniel figured that was the last he'd see of her. He was wrong. The next day, just before noon, Daniel heard a sound, a deep rumbling, growing louder. At first, he thought it was thunder, but when he opened the door, his jaw dropped. 1, 2, 10, 50, 100 motorcycles. The road outside his modest home was lined with bikes stretching out of sight. Men and women, leather vests, patches shining in the winter sun. Maya stood at the front, baby bundled warmly now, smiling through tears. "This is Daniel," she announced. "The man who opened his home when no one else would." The bikers revved their engines in unison, a thunderous roar that shook the ground. Then, one by one, they stepped forward, offering firewood, groceries, fixing his old truck, even tucking a thick envelope into his hand. Daniel's throat tightened. He'd spent years thinking kindness was a one-way street that you give without expecting. But here was proof that compassion has a way of circling back. That night, his daughter asked, "Daddy, why were there so many bikes here?" He pulled her close, eyes damp but smiling. "Because, sweetheart, when you give kindness to someone in need, the world has a way of bringing it back to you even 100 times over." And somewhere in the snowy distance, the echo of motorcycle engines lingered, not as noisy but as a promise. A.O. Diaris's final note for narration: a single act of kindness, a veteran, a mother, and a baby in the storm. And a reminder that humanity, whether on the battlefield, the open road, or a snowy night, always shines brightest when we choose compassion.